I honestly never thought that I would ever come back to this game again. I played this game for quite a while. It took over at least a year or two of my life. I'm just happy that this is even on PC. So I don't have to rely on any emulators like the, well, not even that, because I don't think, because here's the thing. In the last video, in my last rating video, or in this case, the Smasher Pass video, I intended on using an emulator, but I've come to realize that you can't really look at certain characters. You can't look at the characters in a similar way that Blue Archive is capable of doing. So in this case, now that I know that this is on PC, I don't even have to really download anything. I don't have to use an emulator. I could just use the PC proper. So that's good. That's good. But with that said, though, I am happy that I'm coming back here because I'm starting to remember, oh, wait, I actually like this. I actually like playing this game. One of the reasons why I really like this game is the music. Like, I'm not kidding you. The music here in this game is actually quite nice. Hold on, I'm just gonna... Yeah, some of the music in this game is pretty, it's like, it's a banger. Like, a lot of them are like, it's a pretty good bangers. If only though, if only I was actually high enough level to show you some of the modes here, because there's one in particular that I actually quite like, that I actually like think that it's near perfection. But I think in post editing, I'm sure that I'll go and put that up as soon as possible, just to let it play first. Oh, and I miss doing this. Yeah, I missed doing this. Look at her. So adorable. Seriously. So before I forget, there we go. Lower the volume. Or, in fact, I think considering that I'll do a lot of this in post... Well, not me specifically, but the editor will go and do a lot of this differently. I'm going to go and go to the options and... Music is off. But I am going to leave the voices and the sound effects. Hey, just so we're clear though, I'm only doing this because I know for sure that my editor will put out some bangers. I just know it.
Are you sure about that?
Okay, so what we're going to do here is, much like what we've done in the past, we're going to go and rate some friggin' characters. Oh my god, there's so many here. I think I might have made the mistake. It's close to 180 characters. Jesus. One could make the argument it's gonna be a longer video in comparison to the Honkai Star Rail video, but I make the argument that we might actually get through this quicker because of the 2D nature of these characters, or at least a good chunk of them. I actually don't know if we're able to go and see the 3D models, but I know for sure, considering that I only have a handful of characters here and there, I think we're only going to see, if it does allow us, I might see the 2D, not just the 2D art, but also the 3D models as well for the characters that I do own. Whereas with the others, we're only just going to go through the 2D models. So with that said, there's no real order to any of this, so we're just gonna raw dog it, man. We're just gonna raw dog it all. Starting with Amy. Let me just check to see how, because I don't think there's even any way for us to see the 3D models, right? No, there's no 3D models. Well, no 3D model viewer. It's just the 2D. So it's not like Nikke, where you can go and see not just the 2D art, but also the 3D models as well. But I think that's only provided if you have the characters though, right? Yeah, because I am not seeing any. Wait. Oh, bruh. Well, 15, huh? This is so embarrassing already. Problem number one: everyone is likely that old. I'm assuming there's also yeah, this character too, right? I think she's like 16 or 17 in the context of this game. 17. Even so, it's safe to say that everyone here is just remember, guys, the legal age of consent is 18. Remember that now. The legal consent is the age of 18. Got it? No funny business. But with that said, we are still going to rate all of these characters just based on their character design. This is gonna be hell. I wonder if this video is gonna go unscathed or if I have to edit anything to this at all. Well, I guess regardless, we're just gonna have to find out for ourselves, aren't we? Here's my problem with this game. These characters are very clearly of high school age, and it doesn't help that we pretty much have characters that look like this. How did I get here, by the way? How in God's name did I manage to get this far? And yet somehow this isn't even the worst I've ever had to cover. How do I say this without sounding weird? All right. For the sake of this video, I'm just going to say that what we're going to do is just rate the characters based on their appearance. Because here's the thing, like I said, this is wrong. Now that we got that out of the way, let's just go and get myself canceled, or I don't know what the hell. Even if the age wasn't a factor, it's a weirdly designed character that shows maybe a little too much skin. Especially given the context of what Blue Archive is. Like, well, the crazy thing is she's not even the weirdest. She's not even like the most like revealing one, or probably the more scandalous one. No, we definitely have some more out there. So don't worry. Like, if anything, this is the least of anyone's problems. But at the same point, I do think that it's not the worst. It's certainly not the worst. But I do think that given the design of this character, it's... Why is her hand like that? I just noticed. Why is her hand like that? Shaped like that? Okay, you know what? The more I'm looking at this, like, disregarding the body, like, there's a few details in there that I think looks a little too strange. Like, the way that her hands are, like, shaped like that. Why are her fingers like that? They look unfinished. Though I suppose to be fair, they have... I guess whoever the artist is, they have bigger priorities. To which I say... Respect where respect is due, I guess. You know your audience. But I think with that said, though, this is just going to be a 6 out of 10. All right, Shizuko. There we go. Finally, a normal girl. A normal girl, relatively speaking, with a shotgun. So as I said, normal in the context of this game. I will say, this is cute. And here's the thing. I have played this game for at least a year, maybe 2 years. I don't fully remember. But I know that it's long enough that I've thoroughly enjoyed playing this game. And there are some designs on here that I actually did find nice. And this is certainly one of them. I would argue that this might be a little safe, but I don't think safe in this context is a bad thing. In fact, I would probably say that for a character design like this, with the way that the maid outfit works in a combination with the top half of the outfit and the bell, the headband up here, it's cute. So I'll give this an 8 out of 10. Let's see, Hanae. Nah. I'm starting to remember why I hate this character so much. I think it's mostly because of too much detail in her hair. Because you see just pills, you see band-aids. It might be a little too much. I think there's patches on that side. Why do they need to be there? I'm starting to remember why I hate this character so much. Because there's certain design cues that feel so haphazardly put all over the place. And yes, I do get it. It's because she's a medic type of character, but there's other medic characters that we have met in the past, and they did not have to have this much crap all over her hair, you know? Like a 3 out of 10. I think that's the lowest I've ever had with a character, period. Not just in this game, but like in the context of these rating videos that I've done. A 3 out of 10, that's low as hell, bro. Hasumi, the first beloved. The first beloved. And I think it's because of the way that she's designed. It's the outfit, it's the wings, it's the hair, and the face as well. This design, this is something that I would say absolutely. I think this works perfectly. This works absolutely perfectly. And these eyes over here, yeah, you can also see like a small mole just right there too. The way that the hair flows, the way that like that she scrunches up her skirt like this. This is a 10 out of 10 right there. I am not kidding. This is a 10 out of 10. Okay, Mari. You know what? This is cute. This is real cute. And if I do remember correctly, I think those ears are real. It's just hidden under that like veil of hers. It's modest in the context of this game. And as such, because of the modesty, it's definitely guaranteed an 8 out of 10. But for the rest of her outfit, just or at least the overall character design. Okay, yeah, I like the face. I also like the hair, the way that it's styled, the flowers that she has up here, the neck thing over there. The gun's a little questionable, but you know what? I'm gonna give that a pass. But overall, yeah, this is just a cute design overall. This is definitely going to be moved up to a 9 out of 10. Kari. It is cute. I will admit that. I like the way that the eye is styled right over here. Proportions are decent enough. Jesus Christ, that is a detailed gun right there. Damn. Which I guess makes sense, considering the game. It's so detailed, though. What the hell? The crazy thing is, there's so much more effort put into the gun than it is with the character itself. Like, brother, that is a detailed-ass gun. You can even see the text on the gun here. Fire, hold the trigger for 25 seconds. That is insane detail right there. The artist managed to put in so much detail, they even managed to put the safety on too. That is actually impressive. If we were just talking about the gun itself, it probably would be a 10 out of 10. But considering the character itself though, it's a good design. I'm not gonna lie. It is a pretty good design, but I don't feel one way or the other. This is like a 7 out of 10. Still a good design, but brother, this is far. Look, the gun is far more impressive than the character herself. So I'm sorry, I can't help it. All right, Fuka. This is just cute. Yeah, there's just nothing. I don't think there's anything wrong with this character at all. I like the way that the hairstyle, and then you have the horns that also has some of her hair like entangled in it. This is just cute. I don't think I have too much to say regarding this character, but I will say that I will give it an 8 out of 10. Okay, Kayoko. Very simple. It's just very simple. The two-tone. Yeah, I dig the two-tone right here. The middle of her hair, and then she also has her ponytail over there too. I think that's a ponytail. Are those her actual horns? If so, that's a very weird placement. Otherwise, if it's just a hairband, then you know what? That's fine too. That's fine. Honestly, if you take away the halo that she has in the back, she would just look like an average kid, you know? I would give this a 7, but mainly because that if you were to take away the halo, she would just look like an average kid. So it's like, I don't hate the design, but at the same point, it's not that original. Okay, Serika. I don't know. It's not bad. But I feel like I've seen this character before. Now, I do feel like I have seen this character before, but I think it's more like I've seen this particular character archetype before. So it's, again, I don't really feel one way or the other. I would argue that this is just a step below the last character that we just reviewed. This will be a 6 out of 10. Yeah, sorry, Serika. Okay, Akane. Yeah. Yeah, got Mabe vibes right here. Much like certain characters that we'll see at some point in the future. This is a nice design. I think so. Although, there isn't too much going on, though. Well, weirdly, though, she does remind me of a different character from a different game, which is Aid from Nikke. And I think it's because that I've seen her before. This doesn't look as remarkable, even though, if I remember correctly, she came out first than Aid did. Though I think Aid executed the maid look better in comparison to her. So I don't know. It's weird. It's weird. It's really weird for me to say that, though. But again, I don't hate this. She looks older than what the age would suggest, because I'm assuming she's like 17, right? 16. So overall, I think that like a 7. Hair or Hare. I don't really feel one way or another with her, honestly. She's simple. I like... Why do I get the feeling that's grounds for a lawsuit up there? It looks okay. Nothing too remarkable, nothing too boring. But I think she leans more towards boring than exciting. So this will be another 7 out of 10. No. Actually, wait. No. The more I think about it, it's like, is she really going to be on the same wavelength as Akane? No, I don't think so. I think she's going to be just a step below Akane, which will be a 6. Momoi! Now see, this is cute. This is cute. But I think but I don't think she has that many redeeming qualities beyond that. Oh, I forgot. She's a gamer. I forgot about that. Just because you're a gamer doesn't mean you're going to get bonus points from me. I'm just saying. It's still a 7, though. It's good, but not that great. Alright, Yuka. One of the first characters we do end up seeing in the game. And quite honestly, she's only okay. It seems like she's more leg than body. A little weird. But I will say, the way that they use the purples here are effective. Gloves are a little weird, though. Not a fan. Not a fan of those type of gloves. I probably get that it's effective, but not my type. Like a 7 out of 10. All right, Pina. Yeah, okay, yeah. I think I can get behind this one. Well, hold up, wait. Why? Why are her socks made like this? And no, they're not shoes, because you can look down over here. Her shoes are down here. Why are her socks styled like this? Yeah, feathers right here. I actually don't mind the feathers. The hair is fine. I probably say her hair is probably the best part of her. Face is a little strange, though. There's something about the eyes doesn't sit. Doesn't sit right. And I think that's a combination with her forehead too. There's just something a little off-putting about her face, her eyes and her forehead. It's a little strange. Other than that, this is like a 6 out of 10, honestly. I'm sorry. Hey, Shimiko. Yeah, again, if you just take away the halo, she just looks like a normal girl. Which I do get, which I... You saw that too, right? Like a 2. It's a 2. The only reason why she's not getting a 1 is because I like her face. That's it. Okay, Suzumi. Does look proper, but I think the only thing wrong with this particular design is just the skirt. I think if the skirt were to be longer, like say for example, if it reaches, let's say, around just below her knees, I could see this working out more. You don't have to expose the thighs like that. I'm just saying. Other than that, it's a pretty good design. The one winged design right here, or at least I think it's the one winged design. That's cute. Asymmetrical, but still cute. This will be an 8 out of 10. Okay, Yoshimi. What did I say about the halo? There's not too much to work with, though, in this case. Only because we don't really see her front side. We only see what's behind her. Or rather, like, behind and to the side. I do like this, though. I'm not saying that if... that this side ruins her, but I think that if we were to get a little more than just her backside, I think I would judge her a little more properly. But as it is, I don't hate it. I actually think that this design actually does look nice. And with that, it's going to be a 7 out of 10. Hey, Chinatsu. An elf-like character, or at least I think so. I remember she's some kind of medic. That is a unique looking pistol right there. Yeah. Yeah, I like this. I like this. Nice. His stockings are just whatever. Yeah, the headband she has right here, that's pretty good. Hairstyle as well. Now see, these are the gloves that I actually approve of. Although the hands are a little strange, I'm just saying. Yeah, it's just the hands. I can't get over how weird the hands look. Look, I get it. Hands are really hard to make, to draw, but that stands to reason why they look so weird. It's just, I can't get over that. 7 out of 10. Okay, Haruka. Yeah. Yeah. This is very cute. Very cute. And I remember her personality when I was playing this game. I thought that she looks so scared out of her mind, but I actually find that shit endearing. This one is going to be a 9 out of 10. Yeah, this will be a 9 out of 10. Hey, Juri. You know, in any other game, I would probably give this a 9 out of 10. But considering the characters that we have seen so far and will see at some point, it's not that impressive, honestly. I do like the uniqueness of the design, though. That kind of saves it from being anything lower than a 7 out of 10. But with that said, it's still going to be a 7 out of 10. Oh boy. Just a reminder, guys. Just a reminder. Oh. I thought she would be younger than that. Still, just remember, guys, the age of consent is 18. But with that said, there's a reason why she's my favorite. It's because of the way that she looks. It's the way that she looks at the viewer, just god damn it. I can't help what I like, you know? Especially the details that you do see around here. Everything just looks great. And yet, I'm not giving this a 10 out of 10. I'm actually giving this a 9 out of 10. There's a really good reason behind that. And there is a hint around in my place for that. There's a really good hint somewhere in my home. I'm not going to say what it is, but if you know, you know. Let's see, Kotama. Okay, headphones are pretty good. Little machine that she has right here. She definitely does look more tactical compared to her peers. Something about the eyes do seem a little strange though. She's better prepared compared to most characters here, so just based on that, it's definitely higher than a 6, but she doesn't really give much of an impression though. I think that's the issue with a lot of with some characters here and there, and it's the fact that you can have a design that looks tactical, that actually looks functional in real life, but that doesn't normally translate to a good character design. So this will be a 7. Okay, Kotori. No, absolutely not. The more I look at this, the worse it gets. Like, why? You have her eyes right over here that honestly looks a little off-putting, especially with the way that they're colored in. And then you have her glasses that has this little shape right here. So yeah, that's bad. Then you have that. You have her tie. And then you have... Why is her skirt designed like that? Looking at this more, it actually pisses me off so much. Why would you do this? A 3 out of 10. A 3. All right, now that we have all the characters that we have, I think at this point we're not going to be able to go and view the characters like what we've done earlier, because I think, if I remember correctly, yeah, you don't even have the option to look at the characters in its form. So really, the only way you're going to be able to look at these characters is if you were to like view it like this. Yeah, because you have detailed student info right here, you got the profile right here. Yeah, there is just no way to actually see how to like actually view them aside from knowing about their age, which again, the age of consent is 18. I cannot stress this enough. Anywho. Okay, so Izuna, much like Shizuko, Izuna looks so nice. She's just so nice to look at. It's just a combination of certain cultures that blend together so well that I think, legally speaking, I might need to bump this up to an 8 out of 10. Okay, Kaede, what the hell is that? I'm just gonna put this right next to them, just so that way, like, you can feel bad for yourselves. Do you really have to add that, though? You just had to add that, just to ruin it. I mean, she does look cute, I will admit that, but it's like, what else could I say? 7 out of 10. Kaho. Gonna put it right here just in case. Okay, you know what? I actually like the use of colors here. I actually like the way that this is styled. This was not necessary, but you know what? I'll give it a pass. I like her eyeshadow right over here. Her eyebrows are a little strange though, but again, I will give it a pass. Like your ears. Wait. Okay, the ears I cannot ignore anymore. Bruh. So which is it then? 5 out of 10. It's just a 5. Their ears ruined it. Ikkyo. Okay, you know what? I like this. I do like this. And it's nice to know that whoever designed Kikyo, they managed to hide her ears, if she even has any. So they managed to, like, you know, just so that way they could keep this. So that's good. That's good. That's 1 point above that's 1 point above the other one. So that's good. That's good. Yeah, this is just a damn good design. The eyes as well. I love the eyes. Yeah. This is an 8 out of 10. Mimori, she looks a little on the generic side, but I don't mind that, especially with how good she looks on the outfit, on the hair, the bun on the side, the bell. She's simple, but I think in this case, simple isn't bad. So this will be an 8 out of 10. Another 8 out of 10. Looks like we got a swimsuit variant. Oh god. Oh no. Come on, that's not that bad. That's not bad. Could be worse. Could be so much worse, actually. I mean, yeah, there isn't too much to talk about in regards to her outfit, but it's cute. It's simple. I just think that that's a 7 out of 10 though, because there's not too much to talk about in terms of a swimsuit design in comparison to her regular self. I think her regular self is far more impressive compared to her swimsuit variant. This will be a 7 out of 10. Nagusa. It's the hand, man. It's the hand. I'm not a fan of the hand, man. Which is a shame because I actually kind of like the design. Not as much compared to Kikyo, but I do like it enough to give this a 7 out of 10. Mia. Why does she even look like that? It's not bad. I like the split horn here. Definitely some more reason behind it. There isn't too much to go off of though. I think that this is like maybe 7. Pina guide. Oh, yeah, this is the other variant then. I'm just shocked that that they're not paired up together, but I'm not gonna cry about it that much. It's not bad. It's not bad. Generic, sure, but it's just not that bad. Like maybe a 7. Renge. Ooh, now that's fierce. That is fierce. Yeah, I like the style of the hand. The horn in combination with the hair. Eyeshadow right here. Eyes. Bro, this actually looks kind of good. Yeah, she's cool as hell. This is gonna be an 8 out of 10. Well, no. Nah, yeah. It's an 8. Tsubaki guide. We haven't seen the original one yet. I won't hold off on this one, but I will hold off on her original design because well, let's just say she looks modest here. By comparison, yeah, this is cute. This is really cute. But this is still going to be a 7 out of 10 though. Tsukuyo. I don't know about this. This side is not necessary. The band right here. Same thing with like the window right there. I like the two-tone here. I do like the two-tone of her hair. Kind of. I think this probably would be more effective if the other tone, which is like, looks like blonde, would be a different color. But the problem is, I just don't know what. Maybe purple? That just to match her color scheme? It's likely going to be a 6 out of 10 though. Umika. I really don't feel one way or the other, honestly. It's like, she just looks nice, but nothing else beyond that. It's like a 6 out of 10 at most. Wakamo swimsuit. I don't think we've discovered Wakamo proper just yet. Well, hold up. Wait. Oh, she's actually legal. Okay, but still, like, even then, it's like, it is nicely designed. It's far more than what the other character had with the swimsuit. Yeah, it does look. Yeah, god damn it, it actually does look nice. Like 8 out of 10. Yukari. Unfortunately, not a lot to work with, considering that she has this covering herself. I do like the tooth though. Eyebrows as well, the eye shape, her expression, her overall expression, honestly. But again, there isn't too much to dissect from this. And as such, it'll probably be a 7 out of 10. Chirino. God damn it. Am I legally obligated to give her a 9 out of 10? Because I have used this character before. I have played through the event in which she came from. And I thought that she was quite endearing. No, we're only going to base this off of character design. And as far as character designs go, yeah, even then, I think I'm legally obligated to give her a 9 out of 10. Not a 10, definitely a 9 though. Chirino, Hot Spring. Okay, yeah, I think this is, okay, you know what? Yeah, I think this is the part where I just have no choice but to give her like a lower rating compared to her original variant. So like a 7. It's not full of charm compared to her original one. That's all I will say. Marina, it is very simple. I do like the hair though. Her expression, then her outfit is fine. I have no qualms about any of this. Gloves look nice, but overall it's just only okay. I don't really have like anything bad or good to say about it. It's just a 7 out of 10. Marina Kipao. This is nicer. I will admit that. Simple, but I think considering that what we went through, I think we're kind of used to simple. She definitely does look nicer here though. And as such, it will be an 8 out of 10. Meru, I do not like that smug face. I really do not. And she looks younger than what the profile suggests. And I am not okay with that. Big ass hair though, that's sticking out though, glows so much. I'm just not a fan of this type of archetype. Like a 5 out of 10. Minori, you look like you're ready to head to the mines. It's not bad. You look more prepared compared to the characters that we have seen so far. That much I will give you. And that's such. I like the use of color here, actually, with their hair. There's a very slight gradient. You can barely see it, but it is there. Like this looks lighter in comparison to this part right over here. That's actually, I actually do like that. Yeah, I think an 8 out of 10 would be fine enough. Yeah, I think so. Nodoka Hot Spring. We haven't seen Nodoka proper. I don't feel one way or another, honestly. Like a 6. Shigure. Now see, this is cute. I like the use of colors here. The use of color pastel on the eyes along with her hair, her tail too. I actually gravitate towards this a little more. And as such, this one will be a 9 out of 10. Her Hot Spring variant, it kind of loses a bit of the charm, honestly, because I think this one looks cuter in comparison to this one. Which isn't to say that the Hot Spring variant is bad. This is brilliant, but I like this. I like this far more. So as such, it's just a step below, like maybe an 8 out of 10. Tomoe Kipao. Damn, the hips. I do remember her original outfit. If I remember correct, Red Winter Federal Academy. If I remember correctly, she is, I think she's either an advisor or I just know that she is like that she has I think well, we'll eventually see her eventually. That much I know for sure. But with that said, it's like I just prefer her original variant. I'm sorry, but this is just at most, this is just okay. It's like a 7. Azusa. Okay, this looks nice. I think those are wings on her back. A little complicated, but I like the style. Her eyes do look nice too. Hair ornament right there. A lot of this does look good. And as such, this will be an 8 out of 10. Hanae, Christmas. It's an improvement compared to her original variant, which we have seen before. This is trash in comparison to what we're seeing right now. This actually looks modest by comparison. Look, I'm sorry for you Hanae fans. I'm sure you prefer the original as well, but this just looks nicer, man. Come on. It's still a 7 out of 10 though, but I prefer this over the other. Okay, Hifumi. Again, I'm just going back to the Halo part. It's like, Take out the halo, and she just looks like a regular schoolgirl. It's not that impressive, honestly. A 5 out of 10. Just in case. It's cute. It's cute. I would say it's nicer compared to her regular variant. It's just cute. There's just nothing else I could say that many other people would say. Well, there's another one, but I think if I said that, it would be used against me in court. Just remember, guys. It's still going to be a 7 out of 10, though. Hey, Hinata. Oh my god! Jesus! I hate the fact that I like this, you know? I don't love it, though. No, I don't love it. I like it. I don't love it, though. Because I'm noticing a few things wrong. Such as the chest area. The way that there's this little opening here. A little strange. I will be real. The slit right here is a little too high up. See the other side? I don't know. I like the hair, though. Especially the effect over here. I have mentioned this before in the Honkai Star Rail video. I am actually a sucker for this. But other than that, though, it's... I don't want to give it a 7 because it's too low, considering the effort that went behind this, you know? But I think a 9 is way too high, though. Because I think there's plenty of other 9s and 10s out there. So, as such, this will be an 8. Ichika. Aside from the wings and the halo, this just looks like a regular girl. I don't know what you want me to say, honestly. Other than the fact that her ear over here looks a little weird. I don't think ears will look like that, honestly. 6 out of 10. Kazusa. Yeah, okay. Alright. Alright. Color me interested. Not too much to dissect, but I can vibe with this. I do like it. Probably be a 7 out of 10, though. Then band variant. Just a meh. I just think that this looks a little better in comparison to the band variant. All I'm saying. It's like, if I gave this a 7, this is a 6. Koharu. This just looks adorable. And I do remember her facial expressions. So that kind of bumps it up for me just a teeny bit. This is going to be very likely an 8 out of 10. Mashiro. Why? Wait. There we go. Just to set up realistic expectations here. It's a 6. Mainly because, again, take out the halo. You pretty much just have a regular schoolgirl here. It's a 6. But I will say, though, as far as schoolgirls go, this is just... It's comparatively better. Mine. Is she? This idea is interesting. A medic that could also act as a shield. She looks like a combat maid. The ears look nice. I like the way the wings are styled. Alongside her outfit, the gun too. All right, you know what? I actually like this. So this will be a 7 out of 10. Okay, Natsu. Just meh. I don't hate this, but this just looks so generic. 6 out of 10. Natsu band variant. I don't even think the jacket is even necessary, honestly. Although, I do think the more I look at this, though, the more I think that I think I prefer this look over Natsu's other outfit. Well, regular outfit. It's a 7. It's an improvement. Reisa. She looks unique. That's as much as I will say. Okay, you know what? I actually like the style of the shoes. It looks like she has, like, limited edition Converses. So that's good. That's good. You don't see the talk to the school. Not to say that, like, that having Converses is bad. Because, well, I also have Converses of my own as well. So I'm in no position to complain about anything. Because of the uniqueness in context, it would be an 8 out of 10. Sakurako. Damn, this actually does something for me. Yeah, her headgear, and then her outfit, her face, eyes, the gun too. Damn, even the halo as well? Damn. You're going all out. Like a 9 out of 10. Serena. I don't know what you want me to say, man. He looks only okay. Yeah, at least this one stands out a little bit. Not too much. But you could easily confuse it for this hair as well. Like a 7. Oh, God. Oh, God. Oh, God. Okay, guys. All right. Okay. So, this is going to sound crazy for some of you. Y'all are going to hate me. Y'all are going to hate me. Probably. I don't know. Hear me out. She's a 10 out of 10. I'm not kidding you. She is actually a 10 out of 10. Putting aside her personality, because, look, trust me, if I included the personality, look here, I'm telling you this right now. If I were to also include the personality, her personality, it would be a 12 out of 10. I am not joking. Putting that aside, this design, god damn, does it look badass. It looks awesome. Her eyes, her facial expressions, the way her raggedy ass looks, the shoes, even the halo. Brother, this actually looks metal as all hell, bro. This I can actually vibe with. This is a 10 out of 10. Don't at me, get off me. Again, if I included her personality, it would be an absolute 12 out of 10. All right, look. Considering that we had this as the last character, this just looks unremarkable by comparison. I mean, look, she still looks cute. I'm not going to lie. She does look kind of cute. But considering that this was the competition, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. She still gets an 8 out of 10 though. It's fine. I just like the dark circles. I like the way her her unkempt hair. Got a unique personality. Ish. Okay, Yoshimi, band. We did see her first variant. And now we finally get to see her front. It is cute. And we do have a little more to work with. She still has her tood. So whatever I gave her the last one a 7 out of 10. So in this case, it will be an 8 out of 10. Yeah, this variant will be an 8 out of 10. Akari, New Year. Yeah, the one with the ridiculously detailed gun. She's cuter. And I think I prefer this over the other one. As strange as it sounds. So it'll be 1 point above whatever I gave Akari. The original one. Okay. Alright. Just remember, guys. Just remember. I'm just shocked that she was allowed to wear that. I'm just saying. The bell. You degens. Man. Hey, Aru. You know, weirdly enough, this is the one where I don't like the design as much in comparison to her personality. This looks okay, but what you see here does not do the character justice. That's all I will say. Because her personality, in my personal opinion, is on par with Tsurugi's. Yeah, this character right here. But I'm only saying that in terms of like expressions. If this was including her personality, I would give this a 9 out of 10. But considering that we're only judging the overall design, it's just going to be a 7. Still high, but it's like... And you know what? Same thing applies here, though I do think that it's of a lesser quality in comparison to her regular outfit. So this will be a 6 out of 10. Chiaki. I don't know why she would have a camera, but you know what? I'm just gonna ignore that and just focus on the overall outfit. I like the hat. The hat's a nice touch alongside her horns. It just keeps the hat in place like that. Her large coat, the outfit. Yeah. 8 out of 10. Then Chinatsu Hot Spring. Yeah, this is the one where I thought that her hands look so weird. And yet, I really like her design here. Far more than her base design. Her original design. The first one. Although, I will say, it does feel like she has a completely different personality here in comparison to her original design. But I don't hate it. So, this will be a 9 out of 10. Okay, Haruka, New Year. It does carry over some design elements from her original. Although, they really do emphasize the purple here. Which I actually do find endearing. 8 out of 10. Haruna. When I first got her, if I remember correctly, I thought that she looks like a character from Azure Lane. I don't remember completely what the name is. It might be the Enterprise? I actually don't remember. But I know that she reminds me of a character from Azure Lane. So looking at her now, it just doesn't seem like that she's cool, but knowing what I know, it's not original, so it's like maybe a 7 out of 10. The track variant makes her look a little more generic though. Yeah. It just looks generic by comparison. One winged design. Like a step below, it's a 6 out of 10. Alright, Hina. What the hell do you want me to say about this, man? As I said, though, believe it or not, this looks modest in comparison to what we will see eventually. Trust. That is a whole lot of hair now that I'm looking at her. If I were to just focus on the top half, I would think that this is badass looking. I think that this probably would have given this a 9 out of 10. But they just had to ruin the bottom half, man. So now knowing that, it's gonna be... 6 is unfair. No, 6 is absolutely unfair. But I don't want to give this a 9 at the same time. So this will be a 7.5 out of 10. Okay, Iori? I don't know. I don't know about this, honestly. It's very simple. I don't hate it either. But to be quite honest, there is not too much to work with here. At maximum, I can only give this a 7 out of 10. Iroha. Damn. So much hair. It just reaches all the way like to her thighs, I think. I can't tell. That is so much hair. How does she even manage all that? I'd hate to be her in the morning. Just trying to like dry all of this for like 2 hours minimum. 6 out of 10. Izumi. Hey. The foodie. Yeah, you know what? I don't hate this. Yeah. I remember seeing her design earlier on, and I actually did like this. Eat or die. Damn. Don't threaten me with a good time. 8 out of 10. Izumi New Year. This is very conservative in comparison to her original design. And another design that we will be seeing at some point. Yeah, this just looks pretty good. The way that the outfit is styled, although I will say the head does look out of place now that I'm looking at everything else. It's not a bad thing, but it is a little strange to see this now. It's gonna be a 7 out of 10. A Juri part-timer. Damn, lady. Blue Archive, you are straddling a line. You are walking on a thin line, bro. Though I will say, though, the outfit does look cute. I'm not even going to deny it. Her expression, too. I actually do like the slight blush here. It's going to be an 8 out of 10. Kasumi. You smug little... People are into this, you know? People are into just this particular face. Me? I think the head looks pretty cool. The head looks pretty cool. Not so much of the outfit, though. Yeah, I think that's a bit of an issue. The hair vents. Well, massive in comparison, though. Those look cute, though. It's like a 7 out of 10. Kayoko. Yeah, this is the character that we have seen earlier. She does look cute in this outfit. I will say that I think it bumps it up a little more by 1 point in comparison to her regular outfit. Because I remember saying that without the halo, she just looks like a generic girl. But if we were to just have her in a different outfit, I think she'd probably benefit from it a little more. And looking at this now, yeah, I do have a bit of a problem with it here and there. Like, for example, this might expose a little too much. Nah, even with that, like it still exposes a little too much, man. Nah, even then. But overall, I think this is a far better variant of Kayoko in comparison to her regular outfit. And as such, it'll be an 8 out of 10. And New Year's, she does look older. Yeah, she looks a little older right here compared to here. I think that might be the point, though. No, I actually prefer this. I prefer this over that. Because I think a lot of her personality isn't here in comparison to this. And hell, even the original outfit, as much as I do have my complaints with the original one, it has a little more of a personality in comparison to what we have here, her New Year outfit. Again, I don't hate it, but I think this is going to be a 7 out of 10. A Kirara. Damn. I'm just shocked that it took us this long to have a Gyaru type character. Mother Pfeiffer, I can't hate this. I can't hate this. I'm legally not allowed to hate this. I just like the way that the hair is styled. I like her expression. The nails are a little too much, but yeah, no, the nails are a little too much. But I get it. It's pretty much, it just comes with the territory of becoming a Gyaru. So it's like I can't hate it too much. I prefer something smaller than this, honestly. Maybe like hell, even half the size would be just fine. A little disheveled around this area right there. But again, take the halo away, she just looks like a generic girl. Okay, well, I guess even when you take that away, actually, it's not as generic. It's not as much of a problem in comparison to Kayoko, you know? Because she at least still has a personality, a defined personality. So this will be an 8 out of 10. Okay, Megu. Yeah, I am interested in this. It's like a grease monkey. A foreman of construction sites. Okay, well, there you go. A girl that can actually put in some work. That isn't afraid to get their hands dirty. Or their body, for that matter. I can't help but pay attention to her horns here. This actually does something for me. Just damn, the way that it curves. And the varying uses of red and pink in the hair. Yeah. I like her expression here. The eyes, the mouth, the blush. Bro. This actually looks pretty good. This is going to be an 8 out of 10. Well, no. Wait. No. This will be a 9 out of 10. Okay, Satsuki, why do you look like that? Nah, ain't no way. I don't know if I'm a fan of this, man. I like the horns. I'm not going to lie. But is she a vampire with those teeth? 7. This is just a 7. Okay, Senna. Okay, yeah, this looks modest by comparison. There we go. There we go. All right. Yeah, outfit. I think the color palette for her satchel and her case here could be different. Like maybe matching this, but I don't mind it all that much. Yeah, this is something I could get behind. So this will be a 8 out of 10. It's in a casual. I'd argue it's on par. Yeah, I think this is like on par in terms of design. Oh, I didn't even see her shoes over there. But yeah, I'm also not gonna lie. I am a bit of a sucker for like a dress like this. Yeah, this will have to be another 8 out of 10. Okay, Hoshino, the resident sleeper. Yeah, she is cute. But I think that's all I can say about Hoshino. A little bit on the generic side. She just reminds me of a character from Lucky Star. The 7. A Nanomi swimsuit. Can't emphasize this anymore. It's nice. Not too unassuming-ish. Like a... No, I can't call it a 7. I'll give it an 8. It's fine. It's good. Serika, New Year. Strangely enough, I actually prefer this over her regular outfit. Yeah, I think this actually looks more... This looks better on her in comparison to her regular outfit. Like a 7 out of 10. Serika swimsuit. There's a little too much detail over here. Yeah, just in case. Okay, yeah, that's what I thought. It's from a different artist. Yeah. The strange thing is, yeah, this looks nicer. This one, it's nicer for a different reason. I don't hate it, but I prefer this one. There's a 6. Okay, Shiroko. It's cute. She is the poster girl. I just realized she has different colored eyes. I did not realize that until now. Wow. That's actually kind of cool. The glove might be, I think I would prefer it if it was a different color, but you know what? I'll just let that go. It's only a small detail, but that detail means a whole lot. I probably would give this a 7 out of 10 though. It's still pretty good, but it's still like a 7. Cycling. Yeah, still present there. I actually prefer this one over the cycling outfit. Is like a 6. Swimsuit. She just changed a little too much, especially on the face. It just doesn't seem like the same character, you know? A 5. Akane Bunny. Oh my friggin' god. The funny thing is, speaking about Aid, though, even Aid has another bunny variant. And to be quite honest with you, I'll prefer that bunny variant over this one. It's only okay. And I think the only reason why it's only okay is because of the tights that she has on. I don't think they should be of the same color. The outfit and then the tights. If you're going to keep it white, but then change this. If you're going to keep the tights white, it is going to be a little weird, sure, but at the very least, change the outfit itself. I think I just prefer the two-tone over, say, something that's of similar color. That's just me, though. Or, better yet, just... Yeah, you know, I'm not going to comment on that any further. That's going to be a 6 out of 10. Eris. Okay. Yeah. That's cute. And that's pretty much all I can say about Eris. She looks very pettable. It's like a 7 out of 10, though. Yeah, this is just cute. Even cuter compared to this. And yeah, I think I gave this a 7 out of 10. This will be an 8 out of 10. Oh, y'all are not ready. Oh, fuck. I didn't think it would come to this already. I think we're only halfway through, and now we're seeing this. Jesus Christ. The hint in question. Here comes the hint. Dance to Reason. But with that said... What do I even say? What is there to say, honestly? There's a reason why I have that figure right up there. You can see it. It's just right there, sitting there. And it's because it's actually... God damn it, I actually like it. Not just like it, I just love it. It's a 10 out of 10. Lay off. Lay off. Don't worry, I hate myself too. Chihiro. Okay. Like the jacket. Combination with the with this one. It's functional, save for the skirt. Kind of. Sort of. Ish. This would be an 8 out of 10 though. Hey, Amy, my bad. Does she have anything else that doesn't expose her this much? Lady, you're gonna freeze your ass off out there. Hare, camp. I don't. I mean, look, I'll say this. It's better compared to her first outfit. The first time that we saw her. That's not saying a lot, to be quite honest with you. That's not a hard feat to follow up with. But I prefer this over the other one. But it's still going to be a 7 out of 10 at best. Yay. Hibiki. I don't think I like her looks as much as I remember. I don't remember hating Hibiki's design, but I don't remember loving it either. Or even liking it for that matter. But looking at her now, I think it's a little worse than I remember. It's like a 6. Imari on a wheelchair. She looks nice. Ears a little too big though, but I think overall she's a 7. Karen. Hell yeah. Just hell yeah. I think realistically though, she just looks badass, honestly. In combination with her outfit and then her hair and skin tone. This just looks great. And her golden eyes. Yeah, I can't emphasize how well her golden eyes complement everything else here. So this one is definitely going to be a 9 out of 10. Kotama Camp. It is an improvement over her original outfit. That much I remember. Sweater here. Jacket. Definitely ready for camp. It's still going to be a 7 out of 10 though. But I do like it. Kotori, Cheer Squad. A little strange. Okay. It's only okay. I don't know. I think it's because of the way that this is angled. Her arm doesn't necessarily look good. Little pudgy stomach. I think at most it's just gonna be a... Nah, it's a 5. It's a 5. I'm not a fan of this. I'm sorry. Koyuki. I see. A little gear. I do like her expression. I don't love it, but I like it. This will be an 8 out of 10. Hey, Maki. I like the softer colors here. Not just with her hair, but also her jacket and her skirt. Okay, guys, I know you can't see it. Hold on. Let me just move myself out of the way for a bit. In fact, I should probably stay here for the remainder of the whole thing. This, I actually like the fact that her gun is like tatted out like this. That's good. Shows some uniqueness. Not a whole lot, but at least enough. You know what I think about it? Hold on a second. Because I don't think I'll be doing any... I'll be like colliding with anything if I were to be up here. This one is going to be an 8 out of 10. Camp variant. Damn. Talk about a downgrade, man. I know, I get it. It's probably because there's like a different artist working on this one, but damn, this just looks like a downgrade, man. She went from an 8 out of 10 over here to a 6. Damn. I don't, just damn. All right, Midori. Yeah, she's just related to that other gamer girl over there. I'm not that big of a fan. I would very much rather prefer Momoi over Midori. So I think whatever I gave Momoi is just going to be a point less for Midori. Huh. Did not know they had made variants. Yeah, same thing with Momoi. You know what, honestly, both of them are going to be similar. Because they are cute. They don't fit, but they are cute. This is going to be 7 out of 10. Both of them. Both of them will be 7 out of 10. Naru. Yeah, I remember her. And I remember liking her design. Mainly because of how unique it looks in comparison to the rest of the cast. Especially the way that her jacket looks. Her jacket looks cool. It actually does. I like her face, her facial expressions, her hair. Yeah, she's a badass little one. Like a 9 out of 10. Hey, Noah. Yeah, I'm not gonna lie. This is just I don't feel one way or another with Noah. It's just gonna be a 6 out of 10. Pajamas. And yet somehow I feel even less for this one. Though I think it might be because of how plain she looks with this outfit. This one looks, at the very least, looks like there's something. This one barely has anything. It's like a 4 out of 10. Okay, Ray. Okay, you know what? This is unique. She looks like a trainer. Bit of a contrast in colors here. I don't hate it, but I think if she had a different color variant on when it comes to her hat and her oversized jersey, maybe something else would result from it. As it stands, though, it's probably going to be a 7 out of 10. Sumire. Oh, god damn it. When I played this game, I remember unlocking her special screen. In hindsight, this is a little uncomfortable, just saying. But again, I don't hate this. Hey, what? It's going to be an 8 out of 10. Part-timer. Okay, now, there we go. This looks a little modest. Well, a bit. It is different. And I think it kind of... Well, no. Does it really get rid of her personality, actually? No, I'd say some of it gets retained. Not too much, but I think that it matches up with her earlier outfit, especially if you see like some of the purples, the whites, the greens. Some of it does translate over here, but I think because of the simplicity, it's like it stands out a little more in comparison to what we have here. It does look complex here, but I think it matches better here. And as such, it's going to be an 8. No, yeah. It's more or less the same. I like this is an 8. This is also an 8 as well. Toki, Bunny. Why the blue strand? I'm just noticing why did he have a lone blue strand here? Hey, it's only okay. It's only okay. It does seem a little plain in comparison, though. I probably would give this a 6 out of 10. No, 7? 6? I'm stuck in between those two. I do like this in comparison to Akane's, so it'll have to be a 7. Utaha, Cheer Squad. Whoever this artist is, I think they did a good job with this particular character. Although I won't lie though, when this part of her halo is hovering above her, I almost instinctively thought she was a horse girl. I'm not gonna lie. But with that said, yeah, I prefer, yeah, I very much like the design, the overall design of her outfit. The way how soft her hair colors look in conjunction with her face. This actually looks nice. It's still a 7, but I think it's going to be a fairly high 7 out of 10. Yuka, pajamas. Bruh. This is a meh. I don't know what you want me to say. This is just going to be a 6 out of 10. Yuzu. Now see, this looks adorable. I still don't think it's as good though in comparison to a lot of other characters, but I will give it the benefit of the doubt. This is like a 7 out of 10. That's cool. There is not a lot to work with, but I will say she does look ready for battle. She wins with uniqueness, but it's still going to be like a 7 out of 10. Probably on the lower end though. Iori, it just looks like she's carrying a coffin. I mean, it might be. Though it could also easily be a sniper rifle given the bullets that we see over here. It's simple. I pretty much prefer this over that though. That's the only problem. This is going to be a 6 out of 10. Misaki, she looks so devoid of life. Though I think that might be the point. She looks so done. She looks better in comparison to her. So this is going to be very likely a 7. Saori. Damn. She looks like a parkour runner. Yeah, she just looks like she does parkour. A little generic for my taste, but I do think that this does look nice. Not as battle ready compared to Atsuko, but this does look nicer by comparison. Because at the very least, I could see her eyes. Can't even see shit here. And they out of 10. Saori dress. The problem with this is that we don't even see her front. That's the only issue that I have. So I can't really give too much judgment on that. I rarely see artists make this little detail right here on the back of their head. 7. It's a 7. Misaki. Keep in mind, there's just certain things I don't like about this, honestly. And look, I don't care what this says. She looks younger than than what her age suggests, and for that, it's just gonna be a 5 out of 10. Just saying. Kokona. Even with that said, I just not that inspiring, honestly. I do like her face. I will admit that. But aside from that, yeah, it's just gonna be a 6 out of 10. Mina. This only feels generic only based on the fact that it's a mostly gray color scheme. But as far as mostly gray color schemes go, I think that this type of outfit looks nice. There might be a few changes that I'm willing to make. Like, say, for example, this part of her hair could use a bit of a change. But aside from that, I probably would still give this a 7 out of 10. Reijo. Damn. Damn. Fierce. The only reason why she's wearing the jacket is just to look modest. But yeah, overall, I dig this outfit, though. A 9 out of 10. Rumi. Ears are a little too angular. Bruh. No, I could see it. I could see it. You can't fool me, game. Ignoring that, though. Yeah, I think the ears look a little too angular for my taste. I prefer if it's a little floppy-ish. But overall, I don't hate this. I probably would give this a 6. No, not a 6. What am I saying? Like a 7 out of 10. Saya. This rat doing here? Go away. She's lucky that the... Wait, what? Am I... Am I seeing that right? Are her eyes moving as well? I think that might be just her quote-unquote breathing, right? It looks so weird, man. Nah. It's a 6 out of 10. Yeah, a 6 out of 10. Okay, casual. This looks a little better. It's better in comparison to what we had earlier. What am I saying? This looks way better, actually. 9 out of 10. Oh boy. Okay, so we got 2 in a row. First and foremost, regular Shun. Age, top secret. Uh-huh. Yeah, sure. I know for a fact that she is a little over 18. I think. It just looks great. Yeah. Trust me when I say, I think like this is probably like really damn good in comparison to what we will eventually get with the next character. And as such, this will be a 9 out of 10. Although I do say that though, but it has been a while since I've seen this other variant. So maybe my opinion might change. I don't know. Those we'll see for ourselves. How do I feel about this, actually? It's a little strange, though, because I think that there's a very clear, stark contrast between her regular self and her small self. But they serve 2 different purposes, though. 2 very clear purposes. I very much prefer this. Like 1,000 times. Over this. But I can't say that this looks bad either. In fact, I'm not even gonna say that it's just mid. It's like this actually does look very cute. And just for the cuteness factor alone, I believe I will give this also a 9 out of 10. Hey, Fubuki, what the hell are you wearing? Yeah, I'm not. Just a no. It's like 5 out of 10. Hey, Kana, damn! What's up with you, lady? She's like, do not talk to me until I get my morning coffee. Otherwise, I'm throwing this cup right at you. Or not. Maybe that coffee's too precious for her. 8 out of 10. On a swimsuit? Oh, damn! Again. It does get retained, though I'd argue that it's a little tamer in comparison to what we see here. I think I prefer this version of Kana over this one. Which isn't to say that this is bad, though. Still a 7, but pretty good. A Miyako. SRT Academy. The Dodge SRT? No way. Fake ears. It's only alright. A 6 out of 10. Well, at least they took out the bunny ears. Meh. This is just a 5 out of 10. I do not feel one way or the other. Weirdly enough, I prefer her regular fit over her new one, over her swimsuit variant. It's like this one's a 5. A Miyu. Damn, you poor girl. Everyone just stepped all over her, man. Poor girl. Yeah, you can see the foot marks, the shoe marks right here. It just looks like she's not having a good day, man. I think out of obligation, I should give her a 9 out of 10. Just to make her feel a little better. Hobbies. Pessimism. Bruh. Nah. What's next? Moe. I don't like the way you look at me like that, lady. There's a 6. Nah. No. It's a 6. I'm sorry? Are we looking at the same character here? She just took off her glasses, but brother, this looks like a completely different character. Barely the same DNA, if any. A 4. A Saki. Okay, yeah. I actually like this a little more. Not a whole lot though. I do like the combination though between the sailor suit and then everything else that surrounds her. This is gonna be a 7 out of 10 though. It's good, but I do think that at max it'll be a 7 out of 10. And yeah, her swimsuit variants. It is nicer to look at, but again, I prefer this over that. It's still going to be a 7. All right, Chise. Just a cute demon girl. Nothing more, nothing less. I remember Bailu having, well, Bailu from Honkai Star Rail having similar design cues for the horns over here. They're obviously not the same, but it is from skin to horn, though. Similarly to what the character from Honkai Star Rail has. She does look quite nice, though. The 8 out of 10. Tsubaki. God damn it. This is what I was afraid of. I just wish that she has a different outfit, man. The crazy thing is, someone's going to get off from this. That's all I will say. So, but knowing that is not, it does not help. I am legally obligated to give this a 5 out of 10 because of that. Momiji. Aww, look at her. That is cute. I love her coat, her hood. Please tell me that's a rabbit tail. I swear to God, if that's a rabbit tail, I will give this a 10 out of 10. I will not hesitate. Though I think, like, realistically, you know what? This will be a 9 out of 10. Yeah. I love this outfit. I love her hair, her face. Airi. And I don't know about this one. She looks way too generic, honestly. This is just the average schoolgirl. 5 out of 10. Hanako. You know what? I keep forgetting that a character like this exists. I'm not gonna lie. And yet, I don't think this is the last time we'll ever see her. But with that said, it is very simple, and yet somehow very effective. 8 out of 10. Junko. You know what? I actually like this one. Her hair, her horns, and then in combination with her outfit, I actually think that this complements each other. And as such, it's going to be an 8 out of 10. All right. Mutsuki. Nah. I'm not feeling any of this at all. Are those... What is that? That's a 2 out of 10. One for each vent. Ayane. She's lucky the only thing that's separating her from being a schoolgirl, a generic schoolgirl, I should say, is just the ears. But that's not doing her any favors. This is just a 6 out of 10. Nanomi. She's the one that had that one swimsuit variant. Don't feel one way or another. There are two big reasons why, but again. 7 out of 10. Utaha. Yeah, that's the one where I thought was in Musume, right? Yeah, I think I remember liking her design back then. In comparison to the other outfits that we have seen earlier on, this looks nicer. And I probably would give this an 8 out of 10. Kirino. Don't feel one way or another. It's cute, but that's all I can say, especially with her in regards to her hat and her hair, her face as well. The rest of the outfit is just whatever. It's like a 7. Michiru. Something about her face doesn't look right. Oh, that might be because of her mouth. Like the gradient on the hair, but that's all I can say. 6 out of 10. Like, I don't really feel one way or another with her, honestly. Shizuko, swimsuit. Yeah. It's only alright. I still prefer her regular outfit, the one that we saw way earlier in the video. This doesn't mean I hate this, but it's still a 7 out of 10. Nodoka. Yeah, this is cute. Don't know why the bear is there. This looks more like a telescope. I think it might be a telescope, actually. It's cute. Like a 7 out of 10. Hey, we're almost there, guys. We're almost there. This is actually like the last 2 rows. Tomoe. Yeah, this is the one. This is the outfit that she had on. And you know what? Brother, this looks great. This is just great. Can't even deny it. The hat also complimented too. Weird thing is, she looks more Russian than anything else. 9 out of 10. Irie band. The crazy thing is, I prefer this over her regular outfit. I believe I gave her regular one a 5, maybe a 6. I think more than likely a 5. But in this case, I probably would give this a 7. It is an improvement. I think what also helps is just the overall art design. The art design that she had earlier was not doing her any favors, but I think this one actually helps out a lot more. Oh, yeah, this one. You know, it's crazy. It's crazy because I remember when this game was relatively new, I remember that people were not paying attention to Hasumi's original outfit, even though like crazy enough, her regular outfit is like, just looks like this. You would think, considering the outfit that she has, she would have far more attention. But for some reason, more characters are more focused on, let's say, Asuna or honestly just anyone, literally anyone else, but not Hasumi. But then, once this variant came around, everyone is like, oh, wow, I am such a big fan of Hasumi. No, the hell you weren't. No, the hell you weren't. Honestly, I remember mentally, like, I was thinking to myself when artworks of her like just came out. I remember seeing like so many comments just saying, wow, she looks cool. And I'm like, back off. I was there from the beginning. I got over it though. I got over it. But with that said, what do I think of her? Whatever I gave a regular Hasumi, just put it up there. Just put it up there. Hey, Senina. Generic, but I don't hate this. An 8 out of 10. Ah! 10 out of 10. Just a 10 out of 10. I don't need to say anything else. Just a 10 out of 10. Izumi swimsuit. Yeah, this is the one that I was talking about with Izumi. And you know what? Looking at her again, it does look nicer in comparison to her regular outfit. I will admit that. It's a 9 out of 10. In a swimsuit. It is an improvement. But considering what she looks like earlier, looks like this, you can only go up from there, honestly. And as such, this is a 7 out of 10. A Hibiki Cheer Squad. She looks like she does not want to be here at all. It is an improvement though. I do recall this being a bit of an improvement. This is Hibiki normally, and then this is her here. I just prefer this style more compared to her regular style. Still a 7 out of 10 though. Yuzu Maid. I don't really feel one way or another. I'm gonna be real with you. But if I had to give her anything, it'd probably be the 6 out of 10. Sorry. And finally, Fubuki. What is up with your face? Well, I will admit though, the rest of her outfit does look nice. Okay, you know what? I think the more I look at her face, the more I feel it feels a little more natural. The grays on her hair are a little distracting, but overall, I think it's gonna be a 8 out of 10. So yeah, overall, that's pretty much like all there is to it for Blue Archive. I will admit, doing this, I thought it would be a little risky to do this, considering the notoriety of Blue Archive. But overall, it's like, in comparison to a lot of the other games that I have done rating videos of, whether it's Action Taimanin or that other game in which I will never speak of ever again, if you know, you know, this is a little tame by comparison. Though I think the notoriety is mainly down to certain characters that are over here. And you know what? Honestly though, this does not help. This does not help any of these characters, period. Though there are a rare few here that actually do make the cut, quote unquote. My personal opinion is that obviously you can't make a game like this and not expect to have style differences in terms of character designs. Because let's say, for example, this one is of a different character designer in comparison to, let's say, this one. So yeah, there's going to be some stylistic differences that would clash with one another. So really, it's like a lot of these character styles would have to depend on how you would view these types of artworks. Like it depends on how you like the artist's style. So there's going to be some characters here that will do it for you, and then there's certain characters that won't do it for you, only because of the way that certain designers would design each character. Because you have seen firsthand that there are certain characters that I don't like only based on their style. So Hibiki, original design, I didn't like it as much because of the way that it looks. But then when you go to her Cheer Squad outfit, it actually looks a little nicer by comparison. So really, it just comes down to if you actually like the artist's style over, let's say, the actual characters themselves. And I guess, like, considering what I've rated, it honestly just comes down to execution, in my personal opinion. Because I think that, say for example, first variant of Chinatsu, it just looks bad because of the way that the hands look. But I think if this were to be executed by a different artist, then I could probably see this working a lot better. And lo and behold, if we go to her Hot Spring variant, I think that in comparison to her original design, this one appeals to me far more than what the original design did. So really, a lot of it just comes to personal taste. And you know what? That's not bad. I know for a fact that a lot of these characters, I'm aware that a lot of them have like 7s and 6s. And in fact, I think we've had like only a few that has like the lowest ratings that I've ever given for a particular character. Taking what I've said so far and then applying it to what I'm seeing here, apply it like to all of these characters, it kind of makes sense that a lot of what I feel is either all over the place or just centralized within a 7 out of 10 rating, because a lot of it just comes down to if I like the character, if I like the character's design, and if I like the way that the character designer designs these characters, if that makes sense. So it just comes to a multitude of factors of whether or not I actually like said character, or if I like the execution of the design. And you know what? I think the more I talk about it, the more I think that just doing Blue Archive was a interesting look into character design and what I would personally prefer. Because here, these two cater to two completely different audiences. And yet, even when I say that, I very much like this, but I also like this too for two completely different reasons. Different artists, different designs, and yet I like both executions perfectly. Well, not necessarily perfectly, but at least like I like them both enough to give them a high rating, both of them. Anyway, same thing here regarding Akana. These two, yes, like design philosophy, in terms of design philosophy, they are similar to one another. However, this one I very much prefer because of this particular artist's roughness in comparison to something that's of a softer edge. Now, this one, I know there is a fan base for this, but I'm not part of that. I just think that this just looks weird. And then you go over here. I know that there's going to be some fans here that would prefer the original and would not like this one. But personally speaking, I think that this looks nicer by comparison. I just prefer this art style over what Saya had in the past. Well, if you do end up liking this video, consider leaving a like, leaving a comment, and consider subscribing for more of these rating videos. Let me know what you want me to look into next. I don't know what I have going on right now, but if I ever do find something, you guys will definitely know. And until then, Take care, guys.